afternoon, 12:40 in the afternoon. Good afternoon, guys. Apologise for the lack of vlog yesterday. If you're keeping up with this story, you may have been looking forward to it. I don't know how sad your lives are if you're looking forward to my videos. But yeah, wasn't too good yesterday. Managed to get my hair cut, but felt pretty rough with whatever this is going on in my body. So didn't manage to actually get out for a walk. I ended up doing something like 3,100 steps, which is not good enough. So today we've got a mammoth walk on my hands. I'm probably going to have to aim between 10 and 12,000, and then tomorrow we're at Colchester Zoo. So you're looking at probably 10,000 to 15,000 tomorrow, which should make up the deficit that I'm already in on day number 4. So I'm feeling a little bit better today. I don't know what happened yesterday. I went for my haircut. I put my mask on, and pretty much within 5 minutes felt really sick and felt like I was going to vomit. So that's not great, because, you know, when I go back to work, if and when I go back to work, I'm going to need to wear that as a prerequisite, because I work in an airport and you're not allowed in an airport without a mask on. So that's something I'm going to have to work on, whether it's my body or whether it's me wearing a mask. I don't know. So I'm going to go out for a walk right now. Then we've got to do a food shop, because we're obviously going to Colchester. We're going to take a picnic. And then I think there's something like stew and dumplings in the slow cooker for dinner. So that'll be good. So yeah, not too bad of a day. Check out this artwork. They didn't take that photo. They did take that photo. My parents took the photo. Yeah. And then I'll see you on the walk. I haven't eaten breakfast, and it's 12:40 already. I'm not doing too great with food at the moment. But what I do love, without fail, is apple and cinnamon Boca bars. Now, I used to be able to grab these at my local Sainsbury's, but for some reason during the quarantine and lockdown and stuff, they've got rid of a load of stock of bars and things that I like and that I eat, and sort of opted more for the popular Belvitas and things like that. So I had to actually order these off of the Boca website. The staff, the Boca staff on their Instagram page were super, super helpful. Because I had a big whine about the fact that Sainsbury's had stopped their stock, and they were fantastic. So check them out. I think it's Boca. I don't know what it is. Oh, there we go. bocafood.co.uk, and they sell different flavors. They sell marshmallows, which I don't like. I don't like the consistency of a marshmallow. I've never liked them. But I'm trying to get my daughter onto them because they contain no sugar, so they're a healthier little snack for her rather than chocolate. So there you go, Boca bar in hand. Let's go. It's pretty hot out. A little bit of wind, as you can see in the trees. But I'm quite thankful for that little bit of wind, because it is warm. I'm sweating. I'm in my Go Nutrition t-shirt, which I don't think they sell anymore. So it's almost like limited edition. See, ooh, pink cheeks. I've ate my Boca bar. Feel pretty good, not gonna lie. So yeah, let's keep going. morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry for the lack of vlogs recently. What day is it? Is it Thursday? It's Thursday. So it's been a bit of a busy week. Monday? I can't even remember. I think it was Monday. Monday we went to Colchester Zoo. And it was brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic. I will put my photos and videos up and things. They've been open probably for about 3 weeks, I think they've said on Twitter. Certainly under a month. And the way that they've got it all laid out for social distancing, and the arrows on the floor and the markers, and all the keepers wearing masks, and we don't have to as visitors. I mean, they suggest that you can take your own mask if you want to. They're not giving out masks, but you're outside most of the time, so it doesn't really matter too much. But I didn't take my mask, I didn't wear a mask. So they were just so happy staff to have people coming back. And we got our entry price at £19, which I believe is £6 cheaper, because when we booked our tickets, it all wasn't open. As of Monday just gone, so the 4th, I think it was. They'd opened up a lot more, so the walkthroughs were open. The inside bits that were closed for the first 2 weeks were open. So we got to see an awful lot more than we probably would have had they kept it all closed. So it was absolutely fantastic. And you are well taken care of. The toilets are, every other one is closed, and there is a woman permanently in there, literally wiping it down as you finished. So that was great. The sinks were still obviously next to each other. You can't close one of them off, because then there'd be a queue for the sinks. So you have to be a little bit, don't be silly and say, I don't want anybody standing next to me to use a sink. We're all trying to wash our hands. And the dryers as well. The dryers are still next to each other, but again, if you close one off, there's just a queue to dry your hands. So you need to be a little bit clever with your suggestions. If you're suggesting they close off a sink, don't be ridiculous. But yes, the happy people to be welcoming you back to the zoo, and I cannot recommend it enough. That was my 3rd time. So I went when I was 7.5 months pregnant. We went exactly the year later. And then I've been this time, so probably 3 times in 5 years. And it's brilliant. It is a fantastic place to go. I prefer it over London Zoo. Just better animals, a nicer feel to it. Doesn't seem like so many empty buildings like there is in London Zoo. And they just had baby cheetahs, which was the day before my birthday, so they're only like 8 weeks old, and they'd just gone into their new enclosure, and they were the cutest thing I've ever seen. Usually see cubs like that on telly, and it's so different when they're right in front of you. And they were very cute and very adorable and very playful. So my daughter got to see those. And something that's normally free is feeding the giraffes and the elephants, but to make some money back for everything that they've lost, they are charging £20 for a group of 5 people to feed the elephant. Now you all go in groups, and you stand around a bucket. So there was only 3 of us, so £20 for 3 of us. It's not that bad. They've lost, from what I read, £50,000 a day for vet bills and food and just general looking after animals. So 20 quid for up to 5 people is really not that bad, and you can't blame them for charging that extra money. So happy to pay that. You stand around a little bucket of food, and that's your food to feed the elephant, which was what we did. And she was up to one barrier. Her name was Tanya. She was awesome. And we were at a second barrier, so there was a bit of distance between us and the elephant, but there is an awful lot of slobber on the end of that trunk, and I did feel like I was getting my hand snobbed. I will pop some of the videos, or especially some of the photos of that. That was pretty cool to do. But yeah, normally that's free, but then your ticket to the park is more expensive, so you kind of have to weigh up what's going on at the moment. And if you're lucky enough like me to be furloughed and been paid while you've been off, then I'm happy to pay and help out the zoo. And I helped out a theatre fund as well, because actors and actresses in the West End and Broadway are not being paid either, so I've donated to those guys too. Definitely go if you're on the shelf. No, if you're on the fence about whether to go to a zoo, they absolutely need your custom. You should absolutely go. There is nothing stopping you. There is no reason why. You are not compromised. You are perfectly safe. You are well distanced from everybody else. We spent a little bit of money in the gift shop as well, because that all helps towards revenue for them. And yeah, we took a picnic, but there is plenty of food places open for takeaway. Lots of places to sit. We weren't battling for any benches. There are benches everywhere. We just happened to get one that was sort of, carved out with dragonflies and such. So no complaints from me. And it was just slightly overcast, so all the animals were out. It wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold, wasn't raining. It was just sort of a perfect, like this pretty much, a perfect English winter summer's day. So yeah, go enjoy it, vlog it, put some photos up for the world to see, and get more people going back out to try and get a little bit of normality back into your lives, because we can't stay like this forever. We have to venture out at some point. Wear masks if you want to. There are people wearing masks, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. Fantastic. But you don't have to. It's not compulsory to visit the zoo to wear a mask, because I didn't. Mine broke, so I didn't actually have one. But you can. You know, no one says anything to you if you want to wear a mask. So yeah, that was Monday, and that was really, really good. Some other news is that we're actually moving. I am going to be moving in with my girlfriend and my daughter. Not too far away from where we are, just a couple of minutes down the road by car, probably more like a 40-minute walk. But yeah, that doesn't bother me. I like walking. And that's very exciting. So yesterday we just went to sort of write down what we needed, because it's pretty much a fully furnished flat. So the only thing we really need is sort of the white goods for the kitchen, and a sofa, and a Hoover, and a microwave, things like that. Little bits. We don't need beds. We don't need wardrobes. We don't need any of that. So very lucky to have found it and be the first to view it, and straight away put down a deposit to secure it. And we're just waiting for our workplace to get back to the agency, and then we'll move in on the 20th. So 11 days, I think he said there was 12 yesterday. So 11 days, and I'll be moving, which will be cool. It will be interesting. I have lived with my parents for the past 2 years or 3 years. 2 years, because my daughter's 3.5. So 2 years since my ex-husband moved out. We are separated, we're not divorced yet. So I've lived here for a while, and that wasn't the plan when we got kicked out, and we basically moved out of our previous flat that we lived in, because my landlord was an absolute crook, and the windows were single panelled, not double glazed, so we were freezing. And in the nursery, bearing in mind my daughter had just been born, was only like 2 days old, the thermometer was reading below 10 degrees in her bedroom. So complained to the council to get the windows fixed, and he decided he wanted to up our rent in order to pay for said windows. So yeah, he could shove it where the sun doesn't shine, quite frankly, because that is not right. If he's the landlord of the property, it's his windows, he should be paying. So we moved out, we handed in our notice, and we left. And unfortunately, the only option we had was to move into my mum and dad's house. So the idea was then to get our own house. We'd saved up a fair bit of money to go onto the scheme, the housing scheme, where you pay 5% deposit. And then we split. So that money just went half each. We just literally split it straight down the middle, because we were both saving towards it. And it's fairly amicable. He's taken all of the furniture because he had a place to store it, so we could cut down storage costs. And yeah, now I'll see what is left over, and if he doesn't want it or doesn't need it, then I will take it into our flat, and we just need to buy a sofa. So that's basically why I ended up back at my parents'. Very grateful to them. They didn't have to home me. They could have made me go to the council, and I could have lived in a shelter or whatever for a few months on end until they found me a house. But they homed us, so very grateful. And now it's time to move on. I'm 37 and feel like it's time to go now, and stand on my own 2 feet and show my daughter that we can do this. And look after her, put a roof above her head, and and just sort of say we'll be all right. And my girlfriend is absolutely amazing with my daughter. She didn't have to take us both on, so kudos to her. She is an awesome, whatever she is to Amelia, a stepmom, I guess. I don't know. We've been together for coming up to 2 years. So Amelia does obviously refer to her as her mummies. She has mummies, which is lovely that she regards Becky that way. But yeah, that's kind of how we have to just play this, that it's mummy's friend until she knows a little bit more about what's going on. And yeah, she has a fantastic relationship with her father. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Very exciting times. We need to sort out all our utility bills and things like that, and then we'll get cracking and move in. So I hope you're all good. I hope you're all keeping safe, staying well. If you're going back to work, enjoy it. I'm going back on Wednesday. I have a full day of training because obviously my job has changed somewhat, massively. And then that's it. I kick back up with my 4:30 a.m. starts for what's been nearly 3 months off, maybe nearly 4 months off. By the time I go back, it will be hard to wake this up at 3 a.m. to start work at 4:30. But nonetheless, very happy to still be employed and have a job, because I realise a lot of people have been made redundant, which sucks. And then what do you do? Where do you go? Who's even employing? I don't even know. Apart from hospitals, maybe delivery drivers, things like that. But if you've got a trade, yeah, just to think what's happening. And my thoughts are with you guys. Hopefully some things come to light soon as to where we can go from here, and get back to some normality. But that'll be normality for me. My daughter's been used to having me around for about 3 to 4 months, having me all to herself. So I think the transition of me going back to work will be hard for her. But it's something that we've got to do. This isn't the normal circumstances. I shouldn't have been off for the past 4 months. So it's just about showing her really that we have to get back to work. We have to start earning better money, my regular money, so that I can pay the bills and keep the roof over her head and keep her safe and fed. Basically, I just need to keep her fed and watered and yeah, housed. So yeah, that's exciting. That's really good news, and we're very excited about that. And yeah, back to work. So the majority of my steps, still doing my 1.7 million steps, will probably be done at work. I do a good bulk at work because you're on your feet and you're just meandering around. But if not, I will just keep going out for little walks around the house. Nothing as big as what I have been doing, because there won't be any need. So that's all caught up. That's me caught up. Bubba's at nursery. I've just had breakfast. Body feels weird today, like almost okay. I don't want to say it out loud because it's like saying Voldemort or whatever, and jinxing it. But at the moment I feel okay, which is weird because I've had some really rough couple of weeks and it sucked. And yeah, I'm under investigation with the GP for results. I should be getting back pretty soon, bloods and stool test results, which they can obviously tell a lot from a stool. So hopefully, not that I want to make myself ill, but there's answers. If you have answers, you can look towards treatments, or if there's no treatment, you can look towards adjusting diets and things. Yeah, that's what we're hoping for. If it comes back with an all clear, I think I'll be a little bit devastated because I won't know where to go from there. Diagnosis is always better than we can't see nothing. So are you sure you're not thinking you are, but you're not really? Yeah, so I'm hoping that something comes back. But anyway, I'll keep you guys updated. Not quite sure what to do today. It's 10:15 in the morning, which is early for me. And I've done 2,000 steps, taking the daughter to nursery and back. So I might go for a walk. Part of me fancies just chilling on the sofa, watching a TV programme. But we'll see. And I'll speak to you guys soon.